You have walked through many places without leaving a trace, but there is one place that has kept all of your traces, every single one, whether you meant to abandon them or not. You have forgotten most of the people you once were, versions shaped by old fears, old decisions, old mistakes, but they have not forgotten you. They are waiting, and tonight, when the air feels slightly heavier than it should, the waiting finally ends. Listen carefully. Something that belonged to you is no longer where it was kept. You should not feel surprised that a place remembers you more clearly than you remember yourself. Memory is rarely loyal to the one who lived it, but this place, this forest, it remembers with a precision you never earned. Every root is a timeline you buried. Every branch is a face you once wore, and every leaf is a moment you tried to outrun. The atmosphere around you thickens not because danger approaches, but because a truth is stepping closer, one you should have confronted long ago. The forest you left behind has been awake, and it has noticed your absence. When you first arrive at its boundary, you feel nothing. That is how it protects itself, with silence. No wind moves between its trees. No animals disturb the undergrowth. There is no rustling, no chirping, no breaking of twigs. Silence is its soil, and from that silence grows all the forgotten shapes of you. Step inside, and the quiet deepens. The air carries a faint echo, not of sound, but of decisions you never made, words you never spoke, endings you never allowed yourself to reach. The forest grows taller with every regret you have refused to acknowledge. You see a tree that feels strangely familiar, then another and another. Their trunks are marked with faint impressions, faces, shoulders, hands shaped in soft relief against the bark. They are not sculptures, they are memories attempting to breathe. These are not ghosts, they are not spirits. They are past versions of you, preserved exactly as they were the moment you shed them. The forest archives them, not by choice, but by design. It was created from the residue of people who change faster than they understand themselves. Every time you make a decision that erases who you used to be, the forest grows denser. Every identity you abandon is rooted here. You walk deeper because something pulls you. That is the forest's first mechanism. It calls to the one it remembers. It watches you through the shapes you used to inhabit. It studies how you have changed. It measures what you have become. It listens for the fracture, the one decision that will make you shed another version of yourself tonight. Memory is not passive here. It is alert. It is listening for the sound of your evolution. The second mechanism begins when the air shifts temperature. When it cools suddenly, a former version of you awakens. It does not open eyes because it has none. It does not speak because it has no voice, but it stirs. It pushes against the bark as if trying to step out of your old skin. Some of these versions are harmless, selves that were timid, unsure, hopeful, or afraid. But some are not. Some were born from moments you try to forget, anger you never resolved, envy you never acknowledged, choices you made without thinking, mistakes you buried so deeply you do not recognize the person who made them. Those versions press harder. Their forms shake the tree around them. The forest keeps them contained through a single rule. They may only move when you are not looking. It is a fragile containment, but it has worked for centuries, until tonight. You may think you know which version of yourself is the most dangerous. You would be wrong. The most dangerous one is not the version that hated or feared or acted in ignorance. The most dangerous one is the version that saw the truth clearly, too clearly, and could not bear to live with it. That version is the one that has awakened. When the forest senses you approaching a choice that mirrors the mistake that version once made, it grows restless. The roots vibrate beneath the surface. The trees lean subtly inward, and the version that remembers the cost of that mistake begins to strain against its confinement. Your past does not want to repeat itself, but it cannot speak. It can only escape, and tonight, one version of you has done the impossible. The bark of its tree has split open. The imprint has vanished. There is an empty silhouette burned into the wood, as if something stepped forward and pulled the world's attention with it. The forest is no longer silent. It hums softly, steadily, like the vibration of something searching. The air thickens, distorting time around you. You feel light bending slightly, not because of magic, but because two versions of the same person are no longer separated. The escaped self is not behind you. It is not ahead of you. It is near you, moving through your timeline as effortlessly as a shadow that has finally learned how to walk on its own. You are not being chased. You are being approached. This version of you carries every memory you discarded to protect yourself, every unfinished intention, every warning you ignored. It remembers exactly how and why the mistake happened the first time, and it knows what you are about to do next. It does not want to stop you. It wants to stop its own suffering. Understand something. When a past version of you escapes the forest, it does not seek revenge. It seeks correction. It looks for the point where the timeline fractured, the moment you allowed something to happen that changed you in a way you never recovered from. It walks toward that moment with a clarity you do not possess. It knows the cost, it knows the outcome, and it is willing to reach across time to prevent you from becoming what it once became. But this is where the warning begins. If the escaped version reaches you, the timeline will not snap cleanly back into place. Two versions of the same identity cannot coexist without consequence. You will feel something shift inside you, a subtle tug, a faint ache behind your thoughts. You will sense hesitation in decisions that once felt certain. You may pause before speaking. You may think you heard someone call your name when you were alone. You may notice your reflection taking half a second too long to follow your movement. These are the earliest signs that the version you shed has found you. And if you ignore them, the signs will escalate. You will dream of places you have never been, but that feels strangely familiar. You will feel emotions you cannot link to anything you remember. You will recall conversations that never happened, arguments you never had, apologies you never offered. Those are not dreams. They are integrations. The escaped self is returning pieces of the life it lived, pieces you abandoned and never examined. When the forest loses a version of you, it does not retrieve it. It watches, it waits, it listens for the aftermath. But you are the one who must decide what happens next. Now you must hear the twist that has been walking alongside the truth. The version of you that escaped did not leave because of fear, or longing, or unfinished purpose. It left because you are about to repeat the same mistake it made, and it knows exactly who gets hurt when you do. It is not coming to warn you, it is coming to stop you. And if it reaches you in time, your life will not continue along the path you currently walk. Something will intercept it, an intervention made by a self that remembers more than you do. It will look at you not with anger, but with recognition, because it knows the moment where everything changed, and it will not allow you to reach it unprepared. You may think the forest is far away now, but the forest does not measure distance. It measures regret, and tonight, yours is loud enough to call something home. So listen closely now, very closely, because in the space behind you, there is a shift so small you would miss it if your breathing were louder. A presence adjusting itself to match your silhouette, a quiet step aligning with your timeline. You are no longer alone. The version of you that escaped has already chosen its direction. It has already taken its first step toward you, and it has already remembered the one thing you tried hardest to forget. It remembers exactly where to find you.